Do filmmakers now insist that you use a very similar voice when you dub for other actresses?
For Iga, Rajamouli sir was very clear that he wanted me to bring in that husky tonality that Samantha was associated with, and that was there. But after that, I think whether it was Seethamma Vakitlo Sirimalle Chettu or other films, she had a very different attitude, and hence I think the bubbliness, the ticket mark bubbliness and the happiness had to come. So that won't work in a husky tonality. So that changed after a point.
So you've dubbed for quite a few actresses also, and quite a few films in both Telugu and Tamil. What's the toughest thing in that whole process?
Andala Rakshasi took me a lot of time. That I think Mr. Hanu had a certain vision. Again, he's a director who's very clear about what he wanted and how he wanted his character to sound, and which is why once I got to know Rahul really well, he told me that he was very surprised that Hanu actually wanted me to dub for Lavanya. And it was actually strange that somebody who's heard my voice for Samantha in Yema Chesave would actually think that I could suit the voice, the character for Lavanya, because that's a world apart. But clearly he saw something that others didn't, and he was also like that. He acted out every scene right there, and it was a breeze dubbing for Lavanya, because she said every line correctly in Telugu, and except maybe for that very mild North Indian accent, she would easily pass off for somebody who'd been here and probably doing it. So it was very easy for me to lip sync to a girl who had already spoken the language perfectly. And every time, whether it was Nanna Naku Torga Pelli Chesandi Nanna, that was for me the most favorite takeaway dialogue, that scene between her, the mother, the father, and the Bama and everything. That is and what is the toughest? Yes, because that I think took 3 or 4 days, my longest ever, because I had to keep throwing my voice, and my voice would be tired. And his concept was all these 3 characters want to be close to each other, but there is always this perennial distance. And how do you convey distance? By shouting at someone. And
that's the logic why they keep shouting all the time.
They're calling out to each other, because that at some point, and when they come closer, they start whispering, and then the distance grows, and then the voice starts throwing, and that is amazing.
That's an interesting perspective. I've never thought
that was
about
his perspective. It was actually strange that the general public didn't get that concept. And also, this is something that Gautam sir used to constantly say, that a lot of people will be dubbing, and he'll be like, why do you want to shout at somebody who's sitting right next to you? He can hear you. Don't shout. You don't know that, hey, I love you. You don't have to say that. You just say, I love you. You sitting that close to someone, why would you scream out, ki, I love you, or
right,
unless they are at the other end of the road or something, right? So he'll say, brother, pakatla irukanga, brother. She's right next to you, or he's right, and say, don't shout. Tone down. So I think he changed a lot of people's, even for people, Mr. Ganesh or Mr. Silambarasan, that when they were dubbing, his constant thing would be lower.
Now I think I totally understand why people speak so low in Gautam Menon's film.
Yeah, because there is no distance between his, not too much of a physical distance between his characters, and when you're that close to somebody, why do you need to shout into their ears? Unless and until you're angry with them.